Good to see you.
You served with distinction in Iraq as a Marine. Senator Vance was also there as a combat correspondent for the Marine Public Affairs section. Is Governor Walz's record fair game for these kinds of attacks?
Well, I don't think it should be. He served the country honorably for over 20 years. In fact, when he reached the 20-year mark, when most in the military get out because that's the retirement age, that's when you're eligible for retirement, he actually re-enlisted after 9/11. His decision to get out before his unit deployed to Iraq was made before he knew that the unit was going. So this is really just run-of-the-mill. And the fact that Trump and Vance are attacking his service is really more symptomatic of the fact that Trump and Vance, especially Trump, just likes to attack veterans. I mean, we've heard some of the horrible things that Trump has said about veterans being losers or suckers, disparaging those who lost their lives, attacking Senator McCain for being captured as a POW in Vietnam. This is really just par for the course with the Trump-Vance team to attack Americans who put their lives on the line for our country.
Okay, Trump and Republicans are painting Walz and the ticket as too progressive. Here's what the former president said this morning on Fox News.
He's probably more so than Bernie Sanders. She is more so than Bernie Sanders. There's never been a ticket like this. This is a ticket that would want this country to go communist immediately, if not sooner. We want no security. We want no anything.
After a shaky start, Republicans seem to have settled on a message that has worked many times in the past against your party. I'm sure you have been called a Massachusetts liberal in your life. Walz is a hero to progressives, but does he move the ticket too far to the left?
I mean, you were laughing at this. I was laughing. I served with for years with Walz in the House of Representatives, and he was widely known on both sides of the aisle for being extremely moderate. A sort of extreme moderate, someone who held one of the most conservative Democratic districts, a district that actually has been Republican most of the time, but he was able to win it in multiple tough elections by being someone who's consistently worked across the aisle, who's been willing to buck the Democratic Party in terms of his moderation. And the fact of the matter is they're just zeroing in on a couple of key issues where he was able to do things that were good for Minnesotans. I mean, he voted for the Affordable Care Act, which got more of his constituents health care. I think the constituents that he represents who were able to get health care when they didn't have it before are probably proud of Representative Walz at the time for making those votes.
Okay, another line of attack from Republicans has been that Democrats are too tolerant of anti-Semitism. And at the very least, there have been some mixed signals on that. Missouri Democratic Congresswoman Cori Bush was defeated in her primary Tuesday, and she had certainly made some incendiary remarks about Israel. But on the other hand, not just Republicans, but some Democrats believe that part of the reason Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro was not chosen for the VP slot was because he is a proudly observant Jew, and that might rankle some members of your party. Is that fair? Does some segment of your party have an anti-Semitism problem?
I mean, Republicans are really grabbing at straws here. Now, I certainly don't agree with people like Cori Bush and her stance towards Israel. I'm a strong supporter of Israel and its right to defend itself, especially in the wake of these horrific terrorist attacks on October 7th. But I mean, this is just, excuse me, where is Tim Walz on this? I mean, where on earth has anyone ever said that he has an anti-Semitic bone in his body? I think it's just a spurious line of attack. I mean, it's almost like they're just giving up on attacking Walz because he's so bulletproof, and now they're just trying to level some generic attack at the party. It's not going to stick. It's silly, and it's a symptom of the fact that I think the Trump and Vance campaign right now is really kind of flailing, trying to figure out how to respond to this dramatic shift from the Democrats.
Is it a good thing that Cori Bush lost her primary?
Well, look, it's up to the voters of the district, you know, and they made a choice. That's the beauty of democracy. I won a very contentious primary, defeating an 18-year incumbent when I came to Congress. And there were some people in Congress, some incumbents who were friends with the guy that I beat, who were upset at me. But you know what? The majority of them said, hey, your voters chose you. That's the way democracy works. And that's ultimately the choice that we should support.
Okay.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.